Hi, Iris. Hi, Patrick.
Hi.
How you doing?
Doing okay, thank you.
Doing good.
Nice catching up with you. So we get right into it?
Yeah.
Or would you like to sort of like give an example of what your experience with the project has been so far?
Technically, that's getting right into it. So.
So yeah, Patrick, you go first. Your experience with the project so far.
Fine. I'll go first. My experience with the project has been amazing. It's been a really huge eye opener. I have learned things that I never really did expect to learn, and I guess it's a good experience. Like, can't wait to get it done. Because it's really exciting. It's really exciting. It's an exciting experience. So yeah.
And Kirsten?
Yeah, I mean, I just love that there's an opportunity to think a project through and to work together and bringing all these different experiences together that we bring to the project.
Yeah.
And I think it's great that we have kind of the team of the Affect and Colonialism Web Lab with us as well, because they ask probing questions and that helps us to think things through. And their support really allows us to kind of do more than we probably thought at the beginning we would be possible to do.
Yeah.
So that's great.
I think my experience so far has been amazing working with the both of you because I'm getting to learn from different points of view. I'm getting to learn about the history in a whole different way, and me just being in this moment and just getting to relive a past that had vanished is something extremely exciting. And with the web lab team, like you mentioned, it's like viewing a world from two different points, two different mirrors, which is super exciting. Yeah. And now the most challenging part. What's the most challenging part when we come to the project? Christine goes first.
Okay. I think for me, it was reading kind of these documents that describe the missionaries coming and their how they described what they found, the dismissiveness of any existing cultures. That for me was really hard to read, and we have to go through some of these documents, and yeah, that is difficult.
Patrick?
Challenges. Okay. I don't want to say there's been okay. I think the biggest challenge we have had on our end has been finding the right information, like research wise. It's been because most of the stuff has been hidden. No one really wants to talk about it. You can't find the right research notes. So challenge wise, I guess that has been the biggest challenge. Prior to that, I don't think it's been that much of a challenge because the excitement of finding these things out as well is also kind of overshadowing that challenge because the more you get to know what was going on, the more exciting it gets, even though it was terrible, it was pretty bad. But then there's that excitement of like, okay, so this is the stuff we didn't know about, and knowing about it now is a huge eye opener. It's mind blowing. So yeah, I guess challenge wise, I guess finding the right research material. Yeah.
I think you're right. Finding the right research material has proved to be like a major challenge, especially out here in Zambia. You might have the oral tradition, but then over the years it's been told to keep quiet about it, like the hash hash factor. If it's not the hash hash factor, it's probably a book written by somebody who was probably told to not write down the actual facts they found. And if once you found the right research material, you have to put it in a you have to find a linkage between the two. It's more like reading two different history papers written by five different people. So that has been one of the challenges, and also having to relive that emotional part of what what happened and what could have possibly happened if we didn't have an invasion of um yeah, I called it an invasion because it did feel like
Indeed.
of missionaries and being our culture being dismissed as a people. That was something. Yeah, I think that is challenging, like the most challenging part. And what's been one your one view when it comes to taking on this project? What has been your one main focus? Patrick, go first.
Hmm. Wait. Say the question again. What has been my one main what?
What's your one your
I didn't
one
get
main
you.
focus?
Oh.
Like focusing on your one main focus when it comes to this project.
Hmm. Um, well, for starters, the biggest focus for this project is the historical background, which is um, a lot that has been kind of overshadowed, which sucks. So I think discovery, discovering the stuff that your mind has been craving to know of, the stuff that has been hidden from you as you grow up. Considering us here, there's been a lot of, well, as in Zambia, there's been a lot of hearsay, which is you hear someone say this and someone say this, so it's like oral tradition. But then as it's been going down the line, it's been hush hush. Okay, no, you can't say this. You're not allowed to ask these questions. You're not allowed to do this. So I think the biggest focus is actually getting to know and understand where we're coming from, where I'm coming from, and it's been it's been amazing because the stuff I'm getting to know about me, about where I'm from, and about everything else is really amazing. So yeah, I think that's the biggest focus, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Kirsten,
Wow, it's a big question because I think there are so many strands still going, and the project is so broad, and we're doing so many different things. So picking out one is really difficult, but probably I would go to that. What fascinates me kind of is that matrilineal aspect of the society that is completely ignored by the missionaries, by the missionary writings as well. I think that shocks is not only kind of have they brought kind of a new uh, belief system, they also broke up kind of a, a system that was much more, or sounds kind of from what we understand, much more liberal, because it also had less strict gender norms, it seems like. So these things for me are the most fascinating, kind of, as you say, kind of these things that are not written down, that finding through our artistic work, finding answers. I think that's for me what I am most focused on, this finding of new knowledge. I think that's for me what I would say is probably the main focus, and that you can do it through art. I think, and that we can use the skills as photographers. That for me is really exciting.
I think for me, my main focus is sort of reclaiming the especially when it comes to the matrilineal aspect. It's a part of me that I felt was shunned out. And now that I know I can actually come back and recreate photography using an art form that was brought to us in my own experience, and sort of like going back in time and trying to see how things would have been if we weren't probably disturbed. And maybe I could have been a painter or a sculptor, but now I have a whole different medium, which is photography. And now using that medium to sort of like explore this side of me which has been hidden, this side of me which was told I am not allowed to venture in it because, well, the matrilineal aspect of it was sort of erased from history. So yeah, I think that is my main focus. That really is my main focus. And when it comes to the web lab, what's the web lab and effects of colonialism? What's that one? What's the first thing that comes to your mind? I think let me ask that. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of the web lab? Patrick gets to go first.
I was going to say you go first. Okay. When it comes to the web lab and the effects of colonialism, it is the first thing that comes to my mind is how much of a huge topic. I'll use topic for lack of a better term. It is because it is broad, and I know a lot of people have kind of sidelined it and everything like that. But then when you actually dive into it, you realize there's a lot that it comes with, and knowing that the web lab is actually there to kind of have all this explored and featured, so to say, it is huge. It's amazing. It's really mind blowing. Yeah, I'll keep it that simple.
Christine?
Me, I just love the collaboration and all the different voices we get to hear on kind of so when we present our projects, and the advice and support we get for the project. I think that's what really is nice to know that in a way we are working now in 3 countries. So kind of that international aspect of it as well is exciting.
I think I also like the fact that we're coming from 3 different worlds to build a huge puzzle and sort of like get to have other people experience that puzzle that we're creating. It's type of building a building in the middle of nowhere that everybody else can come and experience and relive moments that they probably haven't lived before, or moments that they lived through that could be their grandparents, could be their aunties or cousins. It's just amazing. I love the space. I love the fact that I still get to create photographs to put onto that puzzle. So
Yeah, out of questions.
I think so.
Say again?
It is out of question. We're waiting for your question.
What are you expecting from this entire project? What's your expectation? Go first.
Me?
No, Christine goes first. Yeah.
Okay, I go first. Okay. I just think it's going to be the beginning of something. I feel kind of, as much as I know kind of that we're going to produce something that's finished, but I also feel kind of it's the beginning of something. So yeah, that's kind of for me my expectation.
Patrick?
I guess I'll keep it simple because it is simple. What I expect from this is to open people's eyes to a different possibility, something they've ignored, something they've overshadowed, something that's been there, but then they all keep, it's there, it's fine. But then this will be like the eye opener, like Christine said, the beginning to something that will be like, oh, there's this. Oh, okay. There's more to this. So yeah, to be a huge eye opener to others, and I hope it draws in more people. So yeah, that is my expectation.
My expectation from all this is I would like to say start off something, but that has already been said. So my main expectation from this would just be to give hope to somebody who's felt like history has been ruined and they really don't know where they come from. So or like a stepping stone to hope in history. Because you really wouldn't know who you were if you don't know history. You might think you know, but I think sometimes you tend to get lost in a way. So yeah, that is my expectation. And the other thought that's been going through my mind is what is the one thing you want to bring out in this project? Patrick.
Just like my name. Okay. The one thing I would want to get out of it. Yeah. I've been saying this for a while. Edith has heard me say this a couple of times. I don't think Christine has heard me say this. I'll say it as blunt as possible. Blow people's minds. Yeah. That's it. Plain and simple.
That's nice.
I really want to see what happens when we put these two worlds together in one space. I know it's gonna be amazing, but I can't yet envisage what it will do. Kind of if we bring kind of these stories of the missionaries and the stories of you know, and the matrilineal narrative together in one space. What does that do? And I can't wait to see that happening.
Blow people's minds.
Already said say, but I guess I'll just have to see people's expression when they get to experience the work we're going to put out there, because I'm literally curious of what my experience will be during the creating process of the images. Because my experience during the research process is also a whole different, more emotional, mind blowing, making me question things, making me see things in a whole different way. So I'd love to see how people will experience the work.
Mm.
Yeah. Just to see their experiences. That's all I'd love to know. Yeah. I think that's it, right? We've talked about everything, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
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 Awesome.
Cool. So goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.